What's up, everybody? It's great to be back. I'm home now after exams and everything, and I'm currently home for winter break for about 3 weeks before I go back to California for school. And since I have a little bit of time, decided to bang out a review. We're going to be looking at the multi-tool here, the second from the right. This is the Leatherman Wave. But here's some quick size comparisons with the Juice S2, the Charge ALX, and the Super Tool 300. So let's get those out of the way. This thing is 8.5 ounces, 4 inches closed, and the blade length is 2.9 inches. This is probably one of Leatherman's easily most popular products. Basically, you could compare it to sort of a more budget Charge. It's a little bit smaller. But this thing is just phenomenal in the amount of utility you get for definitely for the price that you pay for it. This thing's about $40. You can get used ones off eBay for something like 25 to 30. A very good price for a quality tool like this. Let's start with the outside. You got a 2.9 inch. Oop, wrong side. You got a 2.9 inch clip point plain edge blade, a 420 HC. This is easily good enough for any EDC tasks. This is just 2.9 inches is about ideal EDC size, very easy to deploy, got a nice liner lock, and despite this being a pretty heavy user, there's a little bit of play left and right, but up and down it's very tight actually. Good thing about 420 HC steel is you can basically beat on it and you don't have to worry too much because you can resharpen it relatively easily. If we go on to the other side, easily accessible is the sheep's foot blade. This one is full serrated. This one is just as tight. And this one is sort of designed as a more of a rescue cutter because of the less pointed tip, and you got a nice serrated blade on there. Also accessible from the outside are the file, which works very well. Leatherman files are just known to work. And on the other side we got a saw. It may seem a little redundant because you do already have a serrated blade, but this does work very well in cutting wood. These points, when they come especially, are just razor sharp. You know, they're usually tiny chisel points, and they cut like a monster. Let's open up the tool. Got a normal needle nose set of pliers, comes together at the tip. Nice gripping surface, this does work very well. Wire cutters at the back. Now let's look at the tools on the inside of the handle. Scissors, very nice scissors actually. They're pretty small considering the size of the tool, but they are spring loaded and they do cut very well. They're basically little demon scissors. I mean, these are tiny. Let me compare it to the scissors on the Juice here. Despite the difference in size, the Wave scissors do cut very aggressively, and they're actually very comfortable to use because there is this little fold over piece of metal here, and it does fold up very nice and easily. Next up is flathead screwdriver. The sort of precision bit. This is reversible to Phillips and flathead. And we got the sort of, it's kind of hard to get out, and that's on purpose, the lanyard hole ring, which is right there. On the other side, we got a can opener and bottle opener, and we also got a main bit holder. Oops. Overall, just to if you objectively look at this tool, I mean, for $40, you can get an 8.5 ounce multi-tool that has basically everything you need. You know, a Juice or something like that is much more pocketable, but this has much beefier, much stronger tools and a wider variety. It's just extremely ergonomic as well. Very well rounded handles, and it's not actually too chunky. The charge, despite being aluminum handled, it is a little bit lighter. But this thing is definitely not something that, it's light enough that you could EDC. Compared to the Juice, it's very heavy, but if this was your only EDC and you decide to forego, just like a normal standard folder, this would definitely be a great choice because you already do have that one-handed functionality in your multi-tool. All the tools do work well. I haven't tested all of them to that high of a degree, but every single tool that I have tried works well. I don't really have any complaints about this, especially considering the price point. If you do want to get an upgrade, the charge is nice, and if you want a super heavy duty one, this one's already very heavy duty, but you can't really go wrong. You could go to the Super Tool 300. And this really upgraded the beefiness. But despite that, this thing is a great all-rounder. It's a great size for just like a bob bag multi-tool, or especially for EDC multi-tool. Ideally you'd have something like this on your bob bag, just something big and absolutely tankish. But the thing with the Wave is it's just much more carryable and much more directed towards sort of like a everyday utility type roll. Very good fit and finish. Despite being used a lot, this thing has held up very well. Very nice quality tool. If you're looking for a multi-tool, I do think Leatherman is the first place you should stop. If you look at other brands such as SOG and Gerber, their tools cost just as much as Leatherman's, but Leatherman's definitely has better quality and a better selection of tools, also better ergonomics. They know what they're doing. Definitely check out the Leatherman Wave. It's just an instant classic, and I can tell you it'll be around for a long time, especially because it is so popular. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the review. A lot more coming in the next few weeks if I can find time. I probably will find some time for this, but just back on screen with a little more size comparison. But that's my review of the Leatherman Wave. Hope you guys enjoyed it. See y'all. Peace.